Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, my name's Amina. Today we are talking CVs, resumes, whatever you guys want to call it. It is the hot topic of the season. Finding a job right now is so challenging, especially with everything going on in the world right now. And remember that a recruiter or an employer has a matter of seconds that they spend initially looking through your CV. They decide within seconds whether or not they want to continue looking at your CV or it goes in the bin. Now, I have marked hundreds of CVs as a result of the Page Doctor, which is my academic consultancy. And if you want a professional edit, then feel free to book with us at the Page Doctor. I came across an article yesterday when I was just doing my browsing, as I do, and it was by a guy. He's a CEO of a CV writing company, and he's done this for 26 years. So he knows what he's talking about, and he pointed out a few mistakes that people typically make over and over again, leading to their CV ending up in the bin. I post every Wednesday and Sunday, so if you do want to see more from me, this kind of content, then do press the subscribe button and keep on watching. He says that your LinkedIn profile should be at the top of your CV. Now, LinkedIn is a tool that, it's relatively recent. It showcases your skills, your interests, your experiences, and even your personal connections. So I think it's a really good tool if you have one, and you should have one, to be able to put that LinkedIn link in your CV so someone can go and check out what experience you have, what organizations you've worked with, what your interests are, personal and professional, and also maybe you might have a connection that they are able to go to and refer and ask about you. Make sure that if you do include your LinkedIn, that it is up to date, that you have, the correct spelling, correct formatting, you've got all the relevant information. If you're applying for a job that's a teaching job, make sure your LinkedIn is highlighting all the teaching experience that you have. Because remember, if you're going to be able to link this and you're going to show it to them as an example, they need to have that example there where they're able to take a look and check to see that you have got the skills and the experience. The next is not listing enough hard skills and soft skills. Hard skills are technical knowledge, so for example, Photoshop, Excel, any other training, whereas soft skills are more professional, for example, leadership or time management or teamwork, for example. So I think a lot of people tend to list the teamwork, I'm a professional, I can time manage, blah, 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 but they fail to list their technical skills, which I think is because you generally tend to take them for granted. You generally tend to think they're part and parcel of the job or your experience in the past, but actually your employer wants to make sure that you have the technical skills that you need to be able to progress and be successful in the job. So he suggests a 2-to-1 ratio. So for every 2 hard skills, he says to include 1 soft skill. So that's quite interesting because I generally tend to see it the other way around. People tend to list their soft skills and not necessarily mention their hard skills. One thing that I found is when you list too many soft skills, it kind of looks a little bit cliche. Like, I can work in a team, I can manage this, I can do this. And it's like, well, where's the evidence? Where are the hard skills? Where are the technical skills that you've built up from doing all of this? It's all well and good to work as a team. Most people can do that. What specific technical skills do you have that's relevant to this job that enables you to work efficiently? Now, thinking about soft skills and hard skills, this video is actually sponsored by Skillshare. Skillshare is a platform that I have highlighted to you guys so many times in the past, and for a very good reason. It is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for creative and curious people. You're able to explore a new skill, you're able to deepen existing passions, and you're able to get lost in the creativity of it all. There are a range of classes that you can take that can suit any interest, but keeping on the topic of sort of soft skills and hard skills, I came across this class that I found really interesting. It's called Career Development, Creating an Action Plan with Design Thinking, and it's by an entrepreneur and speaker called Sarah Privet. How to think about your strengths, your weaknesses, your motivations, how to assess your career stakeholders, how to think about sort of your skills, your goals, what you want to develop. Skillshare is created specifically for learning. It's less than $10 a month with an annual subscription, so it's absolutely nothing considering how many classes that you can access on the platform. The first 1,000 of my subscribers that click on the link in the description bar down below will get a free trial of the premium membership, so you can see exactly what you are missing out on by not being there on the platform. Not only that, but I also have my own class there too. But like I said, don't forget to click on the description bar down below for the link to sign up. The third is an unrelated title of your CV. A lot of people actually miss this out, I find, but some people write a title. So for example, they write like primary school teacher, for example, when they're applying for a job that has nothing to do with primary school teaching. Your title includes those keywords which tell the recruiter or the employer straight away what you're about. Primary school teacher, straight away that person's going to think, right, this is a teacher who teaches early years. That's it. They're not going to think beyond that. So you need to give a title at the top of your resume, top of your CV, that reflects the job that you are applying for. I often use the titles of people on LinkedIn to decide whether or not I want to message them or determine who they are and what they do. Fourth thing that he mentioned is a flashy over-the-top design. Sometimes I open CVs and I'm a bit like, this is really hard to read. The font of this is really difficult to just on the eye, and it has more, you put more input into the design than you have the content, and that is where it's a big mistake. It needs to be a professional document. It needs to be representative of your professionalism. It shouldn't be a joke. Now, I've seen, I can't remember where, I think it was on Twitter, I saw that this viral CV for Facebook or YouTube where someone had designed their CV looking like Facebook's front page or something like that. Okay, cool. That's a bit interesting. I mean, it shows your creativity. You're applying to Facebook, so it makes sense. And I think it was for a design role. So again, fine. But generally speaking, keep your CV as professional as possible. I would recommend on Word, they have a few templates that you can use. So just go and search for templates, search for CV resume. You'll find so many templates that you can just literally just copy and use, or just keep it nice and simple. Just go on Word, use a blank document and just make your own basic template. It does not need to be flashy. What needs to be flashy is the content, the skills, the experience, the actual information you're presenting. That needs to be flashy, not the colors, not the pictures, not the diagram. This is not that. And last, but most definitely not least, the most frequently made mistake is errors with grammar, spelling, and punctuation. These are unforgivable. Unforgivable. First is using first person pronouns. You typically don't use first person pronouns. So for example, you won't say I am a conscientious, listener, for example. You say conscientious listener interested in child psychology, for example. You tend to ignore or leave out first person pronouns. The second is spelling out numbers. Now, traditionally, when it comes to proofreading, you normally write out numbers in words. So instead of writing the number 1, you'll write ONE. Keep the numbers in their numerical format, and that's because it helps with scanning really quickly, and it helps with the recruiter to be able to kind of pick out numerical numbers. So you might have said I won a £200 million grant, for example. But by seeing that number, it really helps. By seeing value of percentages, that can really help. Those numbers will stand out a lot more if they're in their numerical value than being words and written out. When you write a bullet point, start them with a powerful action verb. For example, something like assisted with the takeover of, analyzed 1,000 bits of data, powerful kind of keywords to start off those bullet points. Because again, remember that the recruiter isn't going to spend very long. So they just want to see, okay, analyzed, led, managed, delegated. What are those keywords? What are the things that you've done? In my 6 months there, by that point, you've lost them. Start with a powerful action word. And last but definitely not least, too long or too short. And too long is the issue I see way too much. People have 5, 6, 7. The other day I got a 10-page CV and I was just like, look, I'm really impressed with your achievements and your experience, but this isn't going to get you a job. You need to, the fact that your CV is 10 pages long, yeah, it's impressive that you've done that much stuff, but it doesn't impress the recruiter, because what it means is you haven't thought about the most kind of interesting, the most relevant, the most sort of powerful experiences and skills that you have to then highlight that in your CV. It should be between 1 to 2 A4 pages maximum, with a font of around 10 if you're looking at like Arial or something. It should definitely not be 3, 4, 5, 6 pages. No. Hard no. 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 So yeah guys, I hope that was helpful. I hope, I took a look at this article and I was planning on doing sort of a CV related video, and I thought this would be a good way to sort of tackle, you can hear Sophia in the background. I thought this would be a good way to tackle the issues that you generally can face with writing a CV. And hopefully that gave you a few tips for being able to look at your CV again and just make sure that it's up to scratch. And like I said, if you do want a professional proofread, then you know where to come. Come to the Page Doctor, we will take a look at it and make sure that you are on track. But don't forget to subscribe to my channel to see more from me, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!